For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome to episode 81 of That's a Shame. My name, as ever, as it's always been, is Declan. And sat across from me, noble,
Yeah,
proud,
you could say so.
haggard.
Oh, took a turn.
You're looking a little tired, a bit defeated.
Yeah, well, it's one of those days, you know. The egg machine's playing up. So what am I
God.
supposed to do? That sounds really gross.
That's
out of
what
context.
caused the bags under the eyes, will it?
And the egg
For any man.
machine's not working.
So
Talking about Minecraft. I'm Isaac as well.
Yeah, that's him. And I'm ill.
Yeah, how's that going?
Well,
for you?
I'm not hugely. I was feeling ill earlier. I had something to eat, so I feel a bit better now.
Oh, that's good.
But I have
You're not malingering.
no. I just have a sore throat.
Okay, and that stopped you from what?
Tutoring.
Oh no, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a shame.
It's not that bad now, but when I woke up this morning, talking was so unfathomably painful. That's
Do you sound like old Voldemort? Old Vold, we call him.
Voldemort.
That's him.
Yeah. Well,
I can touch you
more that I couldn't really talk at all, so I had to do a kind of Bryn
Had to just
Terfel and
dribble.
only talk out one side of my mouth and talk only using the front of my mouth. None of my sonorous throat voice,
You couldn't use the throat voice. Well, there's no point going.
No,
What are you
exactly.
going to teach someone with a mouth voice?
Especially given that it was going to be to one of the worser of the football academies.
Worserest.
So I end up doing an awful lot of talking when I'm there
'cause
to
they
fill
don't have
the
anything to say.
silence left by their lack of
Participation.
content, which is something you couldn't accuse us of, is it?
No, it's
like that?
not.
Is
It
that
was a good
alright?
segue.
Yeah.
That is not Radio 1 worthy, but 6 Music.
That's
Any
fine.
minute.
That's all right. Yeah,
Trendier in a way.
yeah. That's where we want to be,
In a kind of fewer people listen, but that's fine.
but better.
Yeah, exactly. I have prepared some content, and prepared here means on the bus home, browsed the old Reddit,
Right.
came across a thread, poached it for material.
Wow, that is good.
But I thought this could be a short public service episode where we come together to correct the record. And I use that term without any sense of the loaded history that it holds. But there was a question today that was something along the lines of, this is on Ask Reddit, of course, non-Brits.
Oh, I read
of
this
Reddit.
one. Yeah.
What are some questions you'd like to ask or confusions you have? Basically, things about the country of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in which we currently live. And I thought, who better than two, red-blooded
Long-time
Englishmen.
residents.
Exactly. I've been here for ages. Have you?
Patriots.
No. I mean, I don't hate the country.
No. But there is just something a little bit sad about being a bit too proud of it, isn't
If
there?
you build any amount of identity around loving the UK and you were like, you haven't struggled to come here, you haven't had to, fight against the auspices of, a fundamentally racist immigration system to break in for an opportunity. If you were born here and you're like, God, I love England, there is something probably wrong with you.
And there's, there's
And
bits,
that's called racism.
we... that this bit when we're in London we do the old God, I love London. Isn't
Yeah,
London
London's great. It is.
But just not any of the stuff that it's responsible for.
No. You mean what's the bad stuff? From the past.
like the financial sector and.
Oh, I thought you
all of
meant
that
like
as well.
colonialism.
Oh well, I mean that as well. That's not great.
No,
I'll
it's
grant
not.
you that.
And what else have we done that's a shame? We keep exporting intellectual properties from television so that they can remake things like Skins in America.
Or The Office.
And that, oh God, that's a crime.
That
unto
cannot
itself.
be accepted.
But I thought I collected the top 10, 15 comments, something like that. I thought we could power through. Some of them are just
I'm interested that you went for top. Ordinarily, I'd have thought you'd be going to the old controversial.
The controversial comments in this thread were where I looked first, admittedly, but they all pertained to the fact that the person who posted the thread was the person answering all the questions.
Right.
So the controversial comments were mostly other Brits being like, this fucking guy thinks he
doesn't
fucking
know
speaks
shit.
for all of us or what? So I thought there was, funny, but minimal duration. We're going to kick off with one of your favourites, one of my favourites. And it's, what I like about it is it's not something you hear all the time. It's off the beaten track, basically.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Is it true, asks this user, that everyone is obsessed with tea?
Wow.
Over to you.
We've spoken about this before.
Have
haven't
we?
Yeah, on the show.
No.
You said that it was
come
one
up,
of those
has it?
things that you absolutely despise that crops up in like BuzzFeed articles or in
Yeah.
people's Twitter bios about the fact that,
Lover of tea,
yeah.
nothing like a cuppa.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's
off.
interesting you chose the Paul Joseph Watson voice for that. Why
Tea
is that?
has been the backbone of this economy
you-
since time immemorial.
Do you equate a pride in tea to racism?
Good question.
Because, like Wallace and Gromit,
I'm
they
gonna go out
openly loved
there.
tea. Do you think he's a racist?
Wallace,
Yeah.
or Gromit? Because I know Gromit is Gromit the dog.
Yeah.
yeah. Gromit's not. Gromit is.
He's an absolute-
Enlightened.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, he's transcended politics. He just votes for feeling. He votes for just a thought. Wallace, however, now let's look at the evidence. Very wide face. That smile. That's something to worry
Are
about.
you saying the wide faces of this world tend to lean right?
Well, I just, can you trust someone whose mouth is so much wider than their temples?
Well, not even like just that, but that it can become wider.
That's true. Because look at all the secrets he's hiding in his mouth. If he's hiding all those jaw treats,
All those
which is
teeth,
what I call
which
teeth,
are enormous.
then what else could he be hiding? I'm telling you, it's a racist agenda. He wears a lot of that kind of green woolen cricket attire, as I recall. Now,
Yeah.
that doesn't.
You think
fill me
he's
with
basically a kind of claymated Godfrey Bloom kind
he
of
is, isn't
figure?
he? I've never thought about it before.
They
and
do
I think,
look oddly similar.
yeah, it's weird that Nick Park would go out of his way to make such a racist clay boy.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's a shame. So, do you want me to answer then? Are we all obsessed with
I think
tea?
you need to answer on behalf of the nation. I hope that's not too much responsibility to throw on your
That's
short
fine.
notice.
I don't care about any of
You're
them.
ready?
so-
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, we're not all.
No. Would you say
we-
most?
No. Although what I would say it's that it's not an obsession. I mean, obviously there are people who are obsessed. We were watching a Come Dine With Me the other day.
Well, they just made tea.
No, there was one guy
Uh-huh.
who did obsessively drink tea. He had, I think it was something like 80 cups a day.
No, he
Like
didn't.
yeah,
There's
genuinely.
not enough time to have 80
Yeah,
cups
genuinely.
a day.
He
Do you mean he had 80 cups worth and he was actually drinking like buckets of it?
No, he would have 80 cups.
That is foul.
It was mad. And when
can't
whenever
be
he went round to someone's house, he was like, "Oh, can I
Where's the
have a
tea?
kettle or like a teapot?"
have the
and be like-
kettle.
and just sit there.
Someone came
making
round
his
and asked
tea.
for the whole kettle. I'd give it to them and kick them out into the street. That's disgusting.
So there are, one or two people like that.
Freaks,
You get
we
those,
call them,
yeah.
don't we?
Well, you get them
We
with
call them
anything.
the national
Gobbos.
freaks. They're the gobbos, exactly.
So there are those, but I think that all it is more of it's something that kind of pervades existence in the country. That it's just de rigueur that there's going to be tea where you go.
It really fucks me over because I can't make tea for other people very much because you know me, I don't interact with
No,
milk.
you don't. No.
It's the milk that throws me. Like I can
Absolutely.
do the tea bag, what's
Yeah.
it called? Drenching.
Oh,
What's
well,
it called
let's
when
not
you
say that?
It's not called that at all. It's some verb that's like that.
Brewing.
No,
You
there's
brew
another
the tea.
stewing. No, there's another one.
Stop.
Steeping.
We're just
steeping
going
the
to go
tea.
with brewing tea. Okay, it's
Okay,
fine.
so we're in there drenching the tea. Like I'm down with that. I
Yeah.
can do the sweeteners because my grandma has those sweeteners. Click, click, right in they go. Like you're making a really simple
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
cocktail. But then the milk. Now
Are you
it's-
able to just like bring the milk in? Maybe.
I can bring it in, but people find that rude when I say do your own milk. And
Could
then
you-
shout it at them? Do you?
What you should do is you should just pour
too much?
a jug of the milk because people don't like being made to pour it from the carton. But if you put it in a little jug, people will go for it.
Because it's a novelty jug.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you could even have a fun
like how
fact
no
on the
one
jug.
ever needs or uses a saucer, but if you give it to them, they'll use it obsessively because it's
Yeah.
like a novelty.
What about people who used to drink out of saucers? Now that's an
What
interesting
do
bunch.
you mean?
Well, Now,
No.
this could be
That-
one of those things.
This is
that
one of those things you've
every
made
so
up.
Often
This
comes
is
up in our lives. But I have a very strong recollection of finding out that it was common not that long ago, probably within our grandparents' lifetimes, to get your beverage, pour part of it into the saucer, and then lap it up like a fucking hound.
I am so concerned about whoever told you this.
It's probably like when my grandma used to tell me that bacon was bad because it would wrap around your heart. That didn't scar me for
Heart's
life.
Basically like a pig in a blanket.
No, I haven't touched the stuff in a decade because I'm out of fear.
So no to all of that.
No
No
to-
to bacon around the heart.
no
No,
to
to,
the
drinking
saucer.
from the saucer. No, it's just and it's not an obsession. It's kind of just a cultural fact that
Yeah.
there is tea wherever you go. A
guess.
bit like if you go to like Germany, everywhere will have
Germans.
some sort of cold meats to serve for breakfast. Like every house.
That's such
Everywhere.
a weak one.
Or-
I'd
and
rather
also everyone has bottled water everywhere,
Oh, really?
wherever they go. It's
Interesting.
mad. Like they are madly healthy people.
What, healthy and hate the planet with all their plastic waste bottles?
Yeah. Or well, they don't. Not necessarily like they have plastic bottles,
Uh-huh.
but they will have a bottle, like a refillable bottle, some sort of water.
Good on you, Germany. That's something we could all do.
Yeah. So no, we're not all obsessed with.
No,
tea.
we're not. And the people who are, who we mentioned, who are normally like, I don't know, in my head, they're all about 17.
They're common white girls.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's also like people on Reddit and who, whenever this question is asked, and if I'd gone into the comments, it would have certainly been people
yeah.
like, saluting tea, you Madge.
Yeah.
And I'd have been furious. I would have been reporting their comments.
I
for
wonder
hate speech.
why. What is it that tends people that way?
I think it's if you've got so little identity that you have to latch on to the national concept of this is a drink that
Like people
we
who wear
start.
Doc Martens.
Well, I don't know that has the same kind of
People who
reach.
People who obsess over their Doc Martens.
I don't know anyone who does that. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Who seem to think it's like.
What are they? They're just a
substitute.
big boot.
Yeah, they're just a big boot.
I never
Some
had
people seem
any.
to think that they're a substitute for personality,
Oh, that's a shame.
which is a shame.
Okay, well that one's solved, and it's a no. I haven't had a cup of tea in many a year. I've had like a herbal tea if someone throws it at you, but I'd rather just have water or coffee. Probably, coffee is better.
See, I don't like coffee at all. I find it
very
really,
wrong.
really bitter.
As a half French, I do take that as a racial affront.
Well, I take it as a racial affront that you haven't had tea.
I have had it. I just hate it, and all that you guys stand for.
Right,
Next
I feel
question.
that's probably possibly more offensive.
From the sublime to the specific,
Okay.
as the saying goes. Why did a petrol station employee in England refuse a £1 note that I got from Scotland? He was very specific about the fact that it was from Scotland. That person confused by many aspects of cultural exchange.
Yeah.
Where do you jump on with this? Because this is obviously like we've had a very broad inquiry about tea, and now this is we have to cast our mind into the
Yeah,
the psyche of
I've
one
never even
employee.
been to Plymouth, so I couldn't really get in the mindset. You've got to know a people before you can really get behind the eyes, as they say. So,
behind the eyes.
yeah.
They say, "Oh, I've not
Yeah.
come across them saying that."
Yeah, no, you love that.
Good.
So, do they have pound notes in Scotland?
I don't.
I refuse to believe that they
Don't
do.
we technically have pound notes here? They're just really rare.
I've never even known of one.
I have a feeling that
Oh, he
the
used
man who
to.
used to pass the saucers around for lapping up, he had pound notes everywhere. You had to give him a pound note in exchange for a saucer. But no, they don't. I mean, they have their own
They're not
currency
in
looking thing.
circulation, though, these pound notes, not in England.
Not in a big way. Because
If you-
we've been in circulation for ages.
If you tried to pay for something with a £1 note,
Yeah.
you would be refused. You'd be eaten alive.
Yeah.
You
But
can't even pay on a bus with real money anywhere in the world,
that's true.
in the country.
God, I did a lesson the other day that was like one bus stop outside the Oyster Zone, so it was no longer London or no longer.
So what do you
like,
do?
one- Oh God, I had to like beg the man because I didn't have any cash. I was just like, look,
Was he taking cash?
yeah, you had to pay with cash on this bus. It was
Oh,
like
I see.
fucking
I thought you meant
20s.
that the bus kind of just went out, and then after one stop, he was like, "Right, now I need coins."
Oh no, fuck, that'd be dreadful.
No, as in you got the
got on
tube out,
Yeah,
and then you had to get a bus
and I was just outside.
What are you doing so far away?
Oh, it was a horrible experience, and I'll never go into it again. But I could see the next bus stop, and I could see that it was the TfL bus stop, and I was like, "Look, just imagine I was there." And he was like, "No." But
Bus
eventually I just
drivers
sat down.
are, for the most part, I've found the epitome of that minuscule bit of power goes straight to the head.
But it's weird because they have a lot of power. They could crash a bus into anything at any point,
yeah,
causing
but
so much havoc. But they exert their authority through, like you say, very minute,
such specific administrative
pointless, dull.
horse shit.
Yeah.
Like the number of times that I've arrived, kind of like run up to the bus stop as he's closing his doors and gone, hiya, and he'd just go,
Dreadful.
drive away. I have chased buses down, like because in London,
Yeah,
you
they're
can,
never going
like you
far.
say, you can see the next bus stop, and there's likely to be traffic. I have chased them down before and had my say. Yeah, it's odd. They love to refuse money.
I think it's because they live in that bus castle where you can't get in or out like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory because they're shut in with a key and a big bit of plastic like they're a bank teller, and all they are is just a big taxi.
Yeah, they can get out,
They can't.
but they
No.
can.
Once you become a bus driver, that's stapled to your back.
That's it.
You're stuck to it. It's like that
They
thing about
take off
road
your
rage.
legs and they just attach them to the pedals.
Did I tell you this thing about road rage that I learned? Because I thought it might be something that you'd
Almost certainly
be helped
experienced.
by.
Yeah. Go
No,
on.
well, no. It's a way of reframing the experience of driving to emphasise the humanity of it and hopefully to minimise road rage. It's what they teach at big seminars for people who've been done for it. And here it is now. I want you to close your eyes. You at home, listeners, I want you to visualise. It's 8 a.m. The birds are singing.
I'm angry already.
They're singing, "Wake up, Declan!" Caw-caw. It's those parakeets.
I'm
that live in
angry
Greenwich Park.
and haunted.
You arise. Maybe you're going on a wonderful adventure today. Maybe you're driving to, I don't know, Thorpe Park.
Right.
Could be. Who knows? Something just out of reach. In the car you get.
You'll never guess what.
What?
On this note,
Go on.
not friend of the show, but friend of us.
Yeah.
Mr. Pete.
Who's going to be coming with us.
Yeah.
Jenny gets
Scared of ghosts.
discount
What?
for Thorpe Park
Why?
through her work.
She works for the Merlin Group or some affiliate thereof?
No,
Mad.
don't know why. Had no more
That's
information.
very suspicious.
Yeah. So we got that.
That's
on the
great
cheap.
news. Well, thanks for that. Anyway, get back to
Sorry,
the fucking
it's
roleplay. I'm going to start
8
again.
a.m. The
It's
birds are
7 a.m.
talking
this
to me.
time.
Fuck!
There's a big cow outside.
I'm
your
even
window.
angrier.
The Teletubby land sun with that baby's face is all shining over it, and that lion's nowhere to be seen. You get up, you get into the car. God, do you think, what a day! You're smelling that fresh Colindale polluted air.
Breathe it in.
Out you go through the car park onto the main road, and that was the sound of a car beeping. Get off the road! Shouts some old man, and immediately your blood's up, as they say. He was at fault, not you. You were turning. You know, he's speeding probably. He's not even looking for all the tourist kids that cross the road endlessly to Costa and back. And he has the audacity to have a go at you, and he keeps having a go. How do you feel? What colour are you seeing right now?
Oh, red.
Oh, the
And
red.
only red.
No, I thought it would be the red.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty fucked off with this old man. He sounds like a total cunt.
Well, I didn't tell you what his bumper sticker said, did I?
What did it say?
It said, "Fuck Declan's."
Wow!
Not Declan.
I'm
or
feeling-
Declan's.
I'm feeling very targeted by this whole day.
Those
the
birds have
the
started.
cow, this old
firebombing
man
you.
and his car.
Now, cut to black. We've reset the day. Oh. Fuck
Harp. Any harp noise?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, get the old harp in.
Nice. It's 11:30 a.m. That's a more respectable hour.
It is.
You're arriving into the waking world with something of a plan, but a vague one. You know, there's somewhere you want to be, but you don't have to.
Right.
It's just the idea of a day. stretching
I
out
will
before
say now that if I don't have to be somewhere, then I won't.
No, but it's something, you know, there's just this nagging feeling that you want to get out and explore the world. You want adventure in the great wide yonder. You want it more than you can say.
Right.
And for once, it might be grand to have someone understand you want so much more than they've got planned.
Mm-hmm.
And then the song ends. Because what Alan Menken was going to do is finish that on "For Me" or something like that. But he cuts it off so that the audience can imagine it. And that's part of the Howard Ashman, Alan Menken genius, because he was dying of AIDS in hospital at that point.
I feel like you've gone off track.
Anyway, it's 11:35 by now because I'd probably been shouting that story to you around
Yeah.
the door. You've got up, for some reason, there's just a full English breakfast laying out on the table.
Wow.
And it's warm. It's not one of those
Wow.
ghost breakfasts.
It's not just been left.
No, if anything, it's been cooked
Right.
just to the minute. So it's like still just crackling in that way that breakfasts do. You have that, you get in the car. Now, stop. Before you do, you press your central locking button. And here's where you need to change everything you thought you knew about cars. Because when you sit down in a car, you see yourself as a man strapping himself into a vehicle to carry the vehicle carrying him round life.
I'm just going to say that I
shh,
feel
shh.
like
Go on.
you're improvising a lot around what probably was a much shorter.
No. This is
story.
actually from a textbook.
Oh,
I've been
what
studying.
for what?
All that bell stuff really threw
Yeah,
me. It
mad.
was like that trifle that Rachel makes. I want you to change that. And the next time you get into a car, just pause for a second, sit down, and imagine a rucksack. But this isn't any rucksack. This is a rucksack full of dreams, full of potential, full of the potential for movement. And when you put on that seatbelt, instead of strapping yourself into the car, you're strapping that car onto you. The road rage dissipates because suddenly
what's that supposed
every
to
car
do?
is just an extension of the human driving it.
That makes me even angrier. I hate them even more. They can't even blame the car. It's all their fault.
They're big turtles.
That old
being
man.
carried by the
What's his
car.
name? I want to meet him.
Look, I'll give you his Twitter. But anyway, I think we've solved that one. I've got another one for you. Is love the same as America's sweetheart or honey?
What?
Is saying, you're right, love, the same as saying, how's it going, sweetheart?
I didn't think anyone actually said sweetheart anymore anywhere in the world.
In the south of America, they do say sweetheart.
Oh, that's not the world.
Oh,
That's not
shots
the world.
fired. Look, we like the south, don't we? Not some of its previous crimes.
No.
Or current crimes.
No.
But, everywhere's crime this day, or these days. So I'm going to say it probably is. And this one I think is more in your wheelhouse.
Okay.
What's the deal with you guys and Mr. Brightside?
Oh, it's just a decent song.
Just decent.
Yeah, well,
Decent doesn't get it in the charts for 40 years in a row.
No, but here's the thing: is that it's not the best song in the world,
Ooh.
right? But it's so broadly liked. It manages to kind of hit the sweet spot in the middle of kind of everyone's desires at that single point of the night
Yeah.
where everyone just wants to have a little jump about.
It does
And a
have a good...
sing-song.
The verse-chorus structure lends itself well to different... There's some
Yeah,
variants.
and there's lots of like build-ups and then
Yeah.
drops in it, which is nice.
And it's a sentiment we can all get on board with, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because it's a song about... What does it mean for you?
Mostly it just means lots of nights I don't remember all of the ends
Oh.
of. That's what it means. But that's good, you know.
But you resonate with
The
central
Mr.
character.
Brightside, I feel like he's happy.
I think
maybe
he's all of us. I think we're Mr. Brightside.
we're Mr. Brightside.
That's what
Okay.
Brandon Flowers is getting at. with
Right,
the lyric.
okay. Because he's a Mormon, isn't he? And that's
Yes, he's from Las Vegas and a Mormon, which seems like for some
odd.
reason it's just an entertaining juxtaposition
Yeah.
already.
I don't know.
And
Yeah,
he's called Brandon Flowers. He has everything going for him,
very
doesn't he?
strange. Yeah.
Enviable.
I mean, the point about Mr. Brightside is just that it is so inoffensive a song that everyone has just kind of embraced it. And then once everyone embraced it, everyone embraced the fact that we'd all embraced it.
Yeah, because that's now become like a train that's never going to stop because we're all pushing it.
Yeah,
we're behind the
exactly.
train, just fucking
I mean,
ramming it off.
you see people. I mean, we've danced to it in Willow.
Yeah.
You see it played at kids' birthday parties.
Yeah, a lot of kids' birthdays.
Yeah, all the time.
Wow. I didn't know you
Not
had a little
often
sidekick.
invited, but I don't know.
Someone's got to watch.
But then also, there's a cash-only Irish pub at the end of our road. And I was in there once watching a football match, and there was a drunk guy, he must have been 50 at least, pint of Guinness in one hand, leaning up against the jukebox with the other, just going, all right, if we have Mr. Brightside, yeah?
Did anyone respond?
A couple of people around there went, yeah, all right. And so they turned down the football commentary for 4 minutes, and
Wow,
he played
really?
he
That's
played
great.
Mr. Brightside.
Well, look, that ties into another question for us to solve. Why do you guys love singing so much? Lived in Glasgow and London for a time and travelled throughout the island quite a bit. You can tell he's not from here because we don't refer to it as the island.
Never.
Because we're not like Bali, like a beautiful
No.
tropical paradise. We're like a kind of...
We're just not quite big enough to be anything else.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story of this country. No matter how big or small of a city I was in, every night without fail I could hear drunk people singing walking down the street. That's not even mentioning football matches.
What? Well, where does this person come from that drunk people aren't doing that?
Yeah. Maybe there's like a kind of... Is it Footloose where you're not allowed to... Dancing's been banned?
Yeah.
Or is that Dirty Dancing?
No, it's Footloose.
What's Dirty Dancing and dancing's become
No. It's not-
unclean?
no.
Is it about dancing?
Yeah.
In what context?
Well,
is
it's-
that where the blind man is with the song on the clay?
What?
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
The Blind Man and the Clay.
Lionel Richie.
The Blind Man and the Clay.
Have you not read my short story?
What's going on?
Is the song Hello in Dirty Dancing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe
Are
I'm
you thinking of Ghost?
by Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. By Patrick Swayze.
That's got Lionel Richie as a blind
I think
man,
so.
a blind Potter.
Maybe.
Something like
If you
that.
want. But no, it's Footloose where dancing's been
Right, so
banned.
what I'm saying
Kevin
is there
Bacon.
must be an...
John Lithgow.
God, is he in that?
He's great in that.
What does he play?
He plays the man who's banned all the dancing.
I thought he would. He has that look about him, a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Lovable one though in the end.
I guess so. I guess he'd come round. Does he start dancing himself?
I cannot
The way
remember.
I've never seen this film, but the way I'm certain it must end is like the culmination of Act 3 is there's a dance so infectious. That's the one that he's like sitting there. And suddenly he starts toe tapping, and he's like trying to stop his leg. But then like his arms start shaking like he's being controlled by a big puppeteer, and he's just up there like
And
Billie
it turns
Jean.
out that like Kevin Bacon's the devil, genuinely, and this is his magic song.
That would be good.
It's like the Pied Piper.
That's much better version of that story.
To answer this question, I don't think that that's something special about us.
Do you not?
No,
I've not experienced enough drunkenness in other cultures to compare.
There are people singing in the streets.
But
when
I
we're
think
in
it must have
Hungary.
some football culture must have because
Yeah, definitely.
there's not a lot of singing in American stadium sports to my knowledge.
Not that I
There's not like
know
the
of.
football chant culture. At
No.
least. And so that kind of group laddish thing.
That's why they have cheerleaders instead.
Oh yeah, that is rubbish. I went to see a basketball match when I was in San Diego once. It was like college basketball. It was genuinely the worst thing I've ever witnessed happen live. Because basketball, like we all agree, is a trash sport for people who don't want to play another game.
Too tall to do anything else.
People who are too tall to play dwarf golf. It's impressive to see people who are good at bits of basketball. It's just that it has all these like disparate components that add up to a much worse game than it should.
Yeah.
And also they stop it every 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, it's
And whenever they stopped it, which I didn't realise, it's literally whenever they stop, these cheerleaders were like wheeled on to just sort of... I don't even really know what they were doing. They weren't there was no
Were they
cheer.
cheering?
Not really. They were just sort of standing.
Were they jeering?
peppily. Yeah, they were cheerleaders. That was it. So yeah, I think that's probably.
I suppose it
the
probably
answer.
that probably influences it. But lots of drunk women walking down the streets who've never been to a football game in their lives.
Yeah, but what
Singing
I'm saying
along.
is they know about football, and it's just a kind of cultural force that you can't do
Could
without.
be, yeah.
Are you all excited about the upcoming royal wedding, or is it just media lies?
Just freaks. It's just the gobbos again.
Just the great.
It's the same tea loving
It
gobbos.
is, yeah. That's a good crossover.
They're the people who have Union Jack clothes. Those are the people.
Oh, there aren't any of those. Are there? Have you seen any? I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and not like Jerry Halliwell.
No.
Just, I mean, proper like
Austin
old
Powers.
school bastards who have like plates, commemorative plates
Of like different monarchs.
of different monarchs,
Unless you're over
jubilees.
75 and you have anything in your house related to a monarch, then there's something you
End
need to solve.
yourself.
Do you think there are any like hardcore monarchists of our age?
Oh, definitely.
I'd love to meet someone who's
They
like
are all
dead
the young
into the Queen.
Tories.
Yeah,
Dead into the Queen.
dead into the Queen.
Yeah, I'm dead into the Queen.
It's the sequel to like London Has Fallen.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one for you. Does anyone give a fuck about Wales, the country?
The country I was going to say. Because
we love the animals.
Love them. Can't get enough. No. That's genuinely, no one cares about Wales.
It's considering it's part of the UK. It comes up so infrequently.
It's so incredibly, like, incidental.
It's weird, isn't it? In my head, it's just one big field that Bryn Terfel's in.
Yeah,
all the
it's
time.
just a series of ports.
It's a series of ports. Here's what I know about Wales: grass, opera, Doctor Who. That's it.
Done.
That's the end. You can see it from my grandma's window.
Oh, well, there you go. That's something.
Yeah.
But it's so... It plays such a small part in anyone's life unless you are Welsh.
Oh no, there was that good thing. Remember when Wales was in the news for a bit, because they overall voted for Brexit, despite being one of the greatest beneficiaries of
That was funny,
Union
wasn't it?
funding.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Hang on, there's all this money for our projects gone."
Our projects from a country sounds so
Hello,
dodgy.
where's all our money for projects gone?
We'd have nothing for the community centre now. But yeah, like, you know, you think even...
There's no malice though. We're not saying we hate Wales.
No, just totally apathetic.
Doesn't have any bearing on our
No,
day-to-day.
like Scotland is always in the news because they're always fucking moaning about something.
They want to break up,
Yeah, or they don't.
or they want to ban alcohol. No, they're upping the amount of money it costs.
Yeah, and you can't buy it at certain times.
Yeah, after like 10,
really,
9.
that
It's
really
very-
fucked me over when we were in Edinburgh
fucks all of
because
us over.
what else am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
Oh, well, exactly.
Dreadful.
And even, especially now, what with the DUP, like Northern Ireland,
Yeah.
that's across the city. You have to go through Wales to get there, and people still care about it more.
Oh, well,
They certainly did 20 years ago.
What the fuck are cheeky Nando's?
Well, the singular are cheeky Nando's. Interesting that we keep the S.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It's not a cheeky Nando.
A cheeky Nandus is how I
No,
would singularize it.
cheeky Nandi is the plural. A cheeky Nando's is just you've gone out, right?
Go on.
Or you're going to the cinema or something.
Wow,
Maybe
what
you
am I
go-
going to see?
Doesn't matter.
Can I go and see A Quiet Place?
Could do.
Okay. Who am I with?
Just a couple of friends.
Trevor.
Oh, your best friend Trevor.
And I want Trevor there. I want Sue. Is Sue.
Trevor and Sue, they're available. They're
Yeah.
on board.
I want Fat Olive.
Trevor, Sue, and Fat Olive.
Yeah.
Trevor, Sue, Fat Olive, and you. Heading all into town.
That's lovely. It's like A.A. Milne.
Yeah, it is, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that one about where he wants to buy a little pet rabbit. Do you know what I mean? Or in the market square.
That's the one.
Good.
So you're heading out, and you're not. The important thing is you're not going out to eat.
Oh, okay.
You're just going out. But then, of course, every high street in the whole country
Yeah.
has at least one Nando's. So you're going along. You're a couple of minutes early, or maybe it's after the film. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it
Either
can
way,
be-
you're supposed to be going
It's
home.
flexible is what
But
you're
you come
saying.
out and you just go. You know what? We haven't
Would it
come
be
out to
prefaced
eat.
with one of these? Ooh. Or like
Yeah.
a...
Or
Do you know
or
what?
kinda, or sometimes it's a. Oh, you know what?
Inspiration strikes.
Yeah, and you go. We haven't come out to it. We came out with the intention.
Can I just check? Fat Olive. You didn't come
Even
out to
you,
eat.
even you, Fat Olive. Sometimes you might have come out with the expressed intention not to eat. You're like, oh, I've already eaten, so
Yeah, I've had my
we're not
Huel,
going out to eat, are
said
we?
Sue.
So Trevor is like, I've just had my tea. So, but then you come out of the film and you go, do you know what? It's there.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's tasty. It's reasonably priced.
It's Mozambique Portuguese fusion.
There you go.
It's a classic.
Let's just head in, and because you see you've been a little bit naughty, you didn't
that's
mean
where
to
that
come out
comes
to it. You didn't budget for this. You didn't prepare for it in time. Maybe your parents don't even know. They think.
Am I not texting my mum?
No, they think you're still in the
She's
film.
gonna be. Oh my
no.
god.
And that's
What
why
if
it's a
Fat Olive's mum
cheeky
tells
Nando's.
her?
That's the risky run.
That's what gives it the thrill.
That's the
though,
risky
isn't it?
run for that
When you're
butterfly
eating
chicken.
that, what's it get? There's some sort of side like sweet corn, but it's all creamy. Yeah, cheeky. Here you
Cheeky
go.
corn, they call it.
Why is making peas quote unquote mushy considered an upgrade that you have to pay for? Thought the waiter was joking when he asked me. I like to.
Is it an upgrade that you have to pay for? Are they more expensive? I've never
Well, they should
encountered
be
that.
because you have to mush peas. They don't come mushed.
No.
So I'd be
suppose
expecting to pay for the mushing.
I suppose it's very little extra, though.
Well, it depends on the frailty of your elbows, really, and if you've got the requisite mushing
I suppose,
equipment.
yeah, it's where you're going.
Yeah, if you're out at like an exclusively shell-based vegetable emporium, and they've got their chickpeas, they've got their corns, they've got their peas. They're not going to be prepared to just mush everything at a moment's notice, so you'd be expecting a premium. But if you're at a fish and chip shop where I believe they only mush them,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't be paying more for that.
No.
I'd want to pay more for the freshness of a garden pea.
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose it's for the ease of eating when you're out. Peas,
You don't like to chew.
they can roll around everywhere as
It's
well.
mental.
Also,
Especially over here, especially nowadays.
yeah. Also, sometimes you're having your chips,
Uh-huh.
and you eat like the first few are a bit hot. You're like, oh, oh. So you need something to kind of
a
cool it down. It's
cooling
like a
chip
sauce.
paste.
Yeah, pea paste.
Pea, is that what they call it? The pea
A
paste?
cooling pea paste.
That's great.
And so you just kind of use it as a dip. Mashed peas are great.
Yeah, they are fantastic. And I think they're like,
I'm actually surprised that you like them.
well, I'm northern at heart, so I've had mushy peas for a very long time.
You were French at the start of the show.
What can I be? I can't help it. I'm a versatile guy. I've got an identity that fits every
Lots of
situation I need.
talents.
Don't worry about it. The pianistic arts. Here's another one for you. Why do you like to go? I'm going to direct this to you.
Okay.
Why do you like to go from one pub to another? I love this question because it's like, it's such a simple idea of travelling from one place to drink to another. But it's almost like it has never occurred to the person that asked. Like, once
Yeah.
I'm here, that's
it. We're in these
no,
seats.
they cannot imagine a world outside.
There's
these
loads of
walls.
different reasons. Sometimes you don't want to. That's fine.
is
Sometimes what you do is you go because you don't want to go out.
Uh-huh. What about it's not time for a cheeky...
No.
end up.
This is different. They're closed probably. It's like a Sunday. They're
After
closed early. You're going out, but the pub's still open. Sometimes, there are lots of nice pubs around, but you really want to go to this specific one, but it's quite a way away. So you don't want to go there, drink till it closes, then they're all closed, and you've got to make your way all the way back.
That'd be poor,
So
wouldn't
what you can do, you could travel out, have a couple of beers at this really nice one, then you walk third of the way back, stop at another one,
Nice.
third of the way back, stop at another one, and then you stay there till close.
Yeah.
It closes, you're right next to home.
That's great. It's a like do-it-yourself pub crawl.
Exactly.
An impromptu pub crawl.
Sometimes you just want to stay in one place, and that's fine.
But sometimes
You
you're like your mate, Fat Olive's back, and she pipes up to tell you they've got Colour of Money at another pub.
Yeah.
You're going to be straight there to play
You're-
Chris Tarrant's
You need
bullshit
to get there.
gamble.
You need to get there. Sometimes they have different arrays of drinks. Sometimes it's a different style of pub. Sometimes people prefer different pubs. Sometimes you just fancy a change. Sometimes one of them's too loud. Sometimes you just want to go to a couple of pubs.
Back off, all right?
So look.
What's brown sauce made of?
Oh,
I actually have
couldn't
never
tell
eaten
you.
brown sauce in my whole life.
Bit of vinegar.
Is it? Is it nice?
What most of those sauces are like have a bit
I love
of vinegar.
vinegar.
in them.
I'll drink vinegar any day.
Don't do
What?
that, please.
Don't do it.
No, don't.
I will do it. It's nice.
It's quite dangerous
It's
if you
good.
have any
I'm
more
not
than
going
a
to
sip.
overdose on vinegar.
You
mental
very much
case.
could.
You're silly.
Other than that, I don't know.
What gives
From
it
the
the
bottle?
browns?
It looks like it's made out of the Houses of Parliament.
It's very viscous, though, isn't it? Brown sauce.
No.
It's almost a blancmange. Yes.
that's
Anyway,
so
next
incorrect.
question. This is going to be our last one, I think. So
right,
let me choose a good one here. What's up with those Black Plague sausages you guys eat for breakfast?
Oh, is he on about black pudding?
I would assume so, but I picked it because of the ambiguity of describing a sausage as Black Plague.
Okay, I'm going to assume that he's on about black pudding.
Yeah.
Black pudding is a sort of sausage that's largely made from blood.
Irony.
The thing about it is that most places that you go, certainly in this country, sadly, won't serve you proper black pudding. It's this kind of
these
weird.
days.
It's this weird. They give you these perfect cylindrical discs of black pudding.
What are they?
Well, I don't know. They seem to be some sort of black pudding substitute because it's like sponge.
Oh no, a
Very horrid.
spongy circle.
What you need, listeners, and I
Slaughter your own pig.
believe any of those in this country
Yeah.
can pop down to a Waitrose to get it. Is
this is
Clonakilty black pudding.
Wow. That's a
which
very
is
specific
a place in Ireland,
Uh-huh.
famed for its black pudding.
What does it mean to be famed for black pudding? You have a lot of spare pig's blood lying around.
Yeah, well, there's loads of like slaughterhouses around there. It's
Wow.
It's
Hell
one
of a
it's one
place
of
to
the
visit.
pig my girlfriend and I, because her parents lived near there, went for a
Coincidence.
romantic walk one day and then
hear all the pigs die.
accidentally walked past an abattoir. You just hear this of the machinery whirring up.
I thought that was a
and
cow
then,
exploding.
and then all of a sudden there's just this.
Oh no.
You're like, oh, let's walk. Thing about them is, very big places, tough to walk
Yeah,
round without noticing. But yeah, that stuff, it's crumbly. It's gorgeous.
Sounds
it's
horrible
perfect stuff.
to
It's
me.
really, really nice.
What's it taste of though? Give me some
Taste of-
adjectives. Umami. Smoky. Charcoal notes.
Charcoal notes probably is getting somewhere.
A beetroot
It's hard.
base.
It doesn't really taste like anything else.
That's what's so singular about it.
It's really nice. Yeah. So I'll tell you what is not nice.
Go on.
White pudding.
Oh no, I've seen white pudding and that does look blancmange like.
I once, the first year that I went to Edinburgh for the Fringe, was coming home about 5 a.m, and everywhere selling food was shut.
All the black pudding places were closed.
And
They
there
shut
was
at
only,
4.
There was only one place open.
Oh.
And I asked, he had nothing left but
Oh,
one
lad.
battered sausage. And I was like, I'll just have the battered sausage. And he was like, okay then. And then as I only half registered that he went, it's actually battered white pudding.
Oh,
And I was like,
no.
and I just went, yeah, that's sure. Well, I got outside, took one bite, and was so violently
Is it like the
ill
hoof jelly?
everywhere. Yeah.
How does it rank?
It was, because I was drunk and it was battered
Yeah.
in a better way than the hoof jelly. I would.
What a shame
I'm
that
ranking
you have
it
that
just.
sentence.
I know.
And that it correlates to 2 experiences in your life.
I'd rank it just above.
But close.
No.
Oh really?
No,
nothing touches the hoof
Nothing
jelly.
comes close to that.
Nothing touches the hoof jelly.
I again cannot express just how singularly horrible this was.
Oh dear. Well, I think
So yeah,
that's...
it's nice. Give it a go.
Yeah, I won't be, but thanks.
No, I wasn't trying to keep it. I know you're not going to. You've got no sense of adventure in you.
I love adventures, just not ones that involve pig's blood. That's
Then
where
you
I draw
haven't
the line.
lived.
Look, I think we've covered a whole lot of questions, and we're not by trade an educational podcast, although educators, although we both
we
are.
both are.
That's something. For
This is
free.
normally where we take a break.
Yeah,
We'd charge for this.
yeah.
We could.
This would be £50 at
least.
Especially for this many students. You're teaching hundreds of students at a time. I'd
Now,
be taking payment in fucking
Someone earlier today,
air miles.
we went through the whole rigmarole
Uh-huh.
on the tutoring website. Went through the entire rigmarole of, what sort of things are you looking for? Like, what would you need? And, how old are they? And, where do you live? And all of this. I was like, right, okay, we found a slot, picked a time. I was like, should I book that? And they went, yes. As I was booking it in, they sent another message saying, though I do need to talk about the hourly rate.
Oh no.
So I was like, well, okay.
Do you think in their head they thought, if I leave it to the last minute, he'll be so hooked?
Yeah,
he'll just be so into this idea.
He'll be so excited to teach my stupid children. And I said, well, I need to know now before I book it.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, this was Titty Lola.
Oh yeah, what an amazing name.
Incredible. And she was like, I was looking for a kind of deal. And I was like, well, there aren't any.
Yeah. The deal is you pay me this amount
Yeah,
and then I teach your offspring.
I wasn't charging any more than the base rate.
Uh-huh.
And she said, I was hoping, the base rate was 30 an hour.
Yeah.
She's like, I was
Very
hoping
standard.
for 25 an hour. So it'd be £50 total. And I said, well, I can't do that. And she went, then I can't go forward. And I just think, if you have 50 quid a week to spend on tutoring, you have 60 quid a week to spend on tutoring.
Yeah, I think if people aren't involved in the kind of interactions that tutoring brings about, they might query that, but it's always true.
Yeah.
All the places I tutor are families that have just so much more money than any family that I was at school with.
Yeah.
And they quibble about these tiny amounts for like, oh my God, but Benny needs that extra £5 to buy a new calculator. It's like, fucking what?
I don't care. Benny can use his fucking fingers like the rest of us.
Too good for an abacus, Ben. I don't think so. Toby King has been in touch. Toby Marstone's King. Toby M. King. What's Toby's real middle name? Find out.
It's
soon.
something really silly.
He's very, very secretive about it.
It's something really silly. I'm
Hey,
sure
if
he
any of
told
you
us.
guys out there have access to the UK police database, and I'm sure, on average, we've got enough listeners that someone must know someone in law
yeah.
enforcement, find out Toby King. I'm going to give you his address if you get in touch. Any more details? We need his middle name. We need it now.
And if you've got it, national insurance number.
Yeah, mother's maiden name, all of that stuff. TAS message on would you rather questions is the subject line.
Right.
Please stop. That's the end there from Toby. If you'd like to get in touch, Toby, we won't be stopping. In fact, I'm going to bring them back more than ever.
Yeah.
Prepare for 3 months.
Toby's never ever liked hypotheticals though. There was a period of our lives where I think it must have been during Glengarry.
The play what we did.
Yes, because that's, as far as I can think, one of the only times where we would have consistently, other than doing the radio show,
Yeah.
like Glengarry and the time leading up between that and doing the radio show was mostly spent with us going, Toby,
But Toby,
what if...
Look, just imagine you're out and then a big shark with a dick, of course.
There was one kind of theme that kept recurring about this guy who lived opposite him in his halls. And we were like, what if you heard this really wet thud against the door? It was like, you're just sat there on the outside and you just say...
He had a great name for the guy who lived there. I can't remember what he was called.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he was a problem person.
Yeah.
Suffice it to say.
And you kind of ignore it, you brush it off, but then you hear it again.
And you're like, God, that's definitely something. And you
you
take
go-
off one headphone.
Yeah, you walk up to the door and you're about to put your eye to the peephole, and the door, there's another thud again, and it almost hits you in the face.
Bloody hell.
So you're taken aback, but you can't help. There's something about this. You need to know.
drawing you there.
And you look out and you can see that the door opposite yours on the other side of the corridor is open, but you can't quite see in enough detail what's going on. So you breathe in, breathe out, and you breathe in.
Mustering some kind of courage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Getting that bravery built up.
Yeah.
And you open the door. And you look out. And being drawn back into the room through the crack in the door is a fucking great big tongue.
His door was being lick hit.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
What would you do?
Is that and then
That was
Toby-
what, yeah.
Yeah.
And Toby's first answer would always be, I
wouldn't
wake up
happen.
because I'm in a fever dream. Was his first response to everything, which we roundly refused.
No, but you didn't wake up. You try waking up, you realise this
And
is
it's
more
the
real than
exact
ever
same
before.
thing, yeah.
In fact, there's 2 tongues now. What about another theme in our Toby hypotheticals was a certain German with whom he was friends. Toby, we're going to ask you so many. I'm going to reply to this email that you've sent, and you're going to be sorry that you ever attacked our
He
concept.
asked me out for a drink this evening, but I couldn't go because we were doing this recording, you see.
Oh,
I know. Sad.
next time.
Yeah.
If, like Toby, you'd like to get in touch, probably with
More positive.
I'm
news,
hoping
I
for,
think.
please continue, please more, things like that.
Yeah.
Phrases I like.
What
to
was
hear.
that subject from the email Emily sent us?
Oh,
Something like
it was
strong agreement or something.
Oh, fuck, we've talked about this subject line about 3 different times, and I always remember it as soon as we stop recording. So can we just take a minute to try and get it
Go
right?
and have a look. Just have
It's
a
something
look.
like passionate agreement.
Passionate agreement. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. You're all right.
Okay, I'm there. TAS@shame.city, or you can use the contact form at shame.city. We're on Twitter, aren't we? At That's a Shame.
We are.
Where there'll be episode tweets any amount of days after an episode comes out.
Whenever I fancy doing, whenever I remember that
Keeps
maybe
you
I
guessing.
didn't do one.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps the content flowing. We're individually at Twitter as well. I'm at Isaac BD and Declan at Cynical Declan. Declan, what else can people do to get involved?
I was just going to say, I was just about to check the old Twitter to see if there'd been any
about?
just to see if there'd been any interaction. But instead, what I've got is this something I think you might be interested in. I follow an account called Rejected Petitions,
Okay.
which is all the petitions that didn't
it real?
quite get didn't get through on the Petition Parliament
Oh, that's
website.
amazing.
And there's one here relating to an episode that you piloted, let's say.
Right. You make it sound like
months
someone's done a
ago.
petition about that
No,
episode.
it was stop harassing first-time British passport applicants by the passport office.
Oh, yeah. That got rejected.
Someone's had enough.
Wow, because they were all horrible to everyone who wanted
Exactly.
a passport. That was just such a barrage of desolation, all the people there.
Exactly.
Just weeping everywhere. Horrible. Anyway, review the show 5 stars, would you?
Yeah, shame.city/review or reviews.
Yeah. What else?
Patreon. If you've
.com.
got $1 to spare.
Yeah. And you don't know what to do with it, as the song famously
Exactly.
goes.
Our inaugural song.
God.
Then, yes, patreon.com/shamecity.
Yes, we're going to be, keep meaning to say, in fact, maybe I did say and I've forgotten, we're going to restructure our Patreon somewhat to be a little more realistic about our content output, but also hopefully to make it so that it's a quality rather than quantity affair.
Yes, exactly.
But not to say there won't be more content than
No.
the none that there is at the moment, because there will be more.
Yeah.
When I'm back from holiday, which is very, very soon. Other than that, of course, you can subscribe to the show on iTunes. If you listen on the website, which some people do, baffles me.
Interesting.
Because it's a very poor choice. I mean, you get to see the great art, sure, but it's just not as good as it.
Well,
No, 'cause you
I
can't
suppose
travel
not.
around, can you?
No, but maybe people aren't.
Well, you want to get out there, guys. Strap that car rucksack to your back. Drive straight into the nearest boy. What was I saying? Subscribe on iTunes because it does boost us.
Boost the figures.
And
somehow.
that's all there is.
Don't
Word of
ask
mouth
us how.
is best of mouth as well. So tell a friend about the
It
show.
is. Noah, how did that go?
Yeah, if you've told a friend about the show and they've, quickly and permanently cut contact, we want to hear about it. Because we're here for you when they aren't. We're better than your real friends.
Exactly.
Which is like what people say in relationships where they're psychologically abusing their partner.
Yeah.
So we reject, we
Cults.
retract that.
We like that video.
Love bombing. We're going to love bomb the fuck out of all of you. Let me tell you.
It's going to be a veritable love airstrike.
It's going to be amazing. Until episode 82, which I have it on good authority is going to be quite a hit.
I'm going to try and bring some content along.
You're going to smash it, let me tell you. I've looked into the future and I can only see a great big star where that episode is.
That's good.
A good
so
kind of
so
star.
either it's a great episode,
Or it's an asterisk. Sorry, we removed this one because it was so offensive and bad.
or I was going to say some kind of solar flare that annihilates us all.
Oh, well, either way,
We're all winners.
I've been Isaac, you've been.
I've been Declan.
We'll see you so soon.
Bye, guys.
So soon.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, necessities of life will come to you. The bare necessities, the bare necessities, the bare necessities of life will come to you.